Today's project is to install an electronic keypad deadbolt in this door. I've never done a lock installation before, so we'll all be learning together as I go. The tools we'll be using for the job are an installation jig for locating the holes, an electric drill, Dremel, and we'll also need a hammer and a wood chisel and a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Also a pair of safety glasses for when we use the power tools. Alright, the first thing we want to decide is what back set we're going to use. The lock is adjustable, as is the drilling jig, so we can choose between 2 3/8 back set or 2 3/4 back set. We're going to opt for the larger back set here. So now we'll decide where we want to locate the lock on the door. And once we've got that settled on, we will fasten the jig to the door by mounting, putting screws in the mounting holes. And those mounting holes will match up with the striker plate when we get the latch installed. Okay, we've got the jig secured in place. We're ready to bore some holes. Okay, so now we'll be boring the hole with the hole saw that came with the jig. And we'll be going through the outer side, and we'll stop when the pilot drill comes through the other side, and then we'll take the hole saw to the other side and bore in from that side, and that way we won't get splinters, at least in theory. Be sure you're going at it straight. The drill's starting to poke out the other side, and it's through. Solid core door, it's a little tougher to get through than a hollow core would be. And we're through. Now we're going to bore in for the latch bolt. Okay, we've taken the jig out of the way, and the jig comes with this routing guide for routing out the outline of the latch plate, and also comes with a router bit that fits in a Dremel tool. So we'll be using the Dremel to route out the outline. There we go. Now we just need to get the chisel and chisel up that center section, and we're ready to mount the bolt. We don't go any deeper than the channels that were routed out. Okay, now we'll put the bolt in place. Make sure you be careful to observe which way is up. This one says up that way, so. And this is a good time to figure out if you chiseled it deep enough. We have not. Okay, so it won't sit quite flush, so we have to get the chisel out again and scrape it out a bit more. Okay, we've got it chiseled out so that the latch plate fits in flush with the edge of the door, and it's screwed in place. From here it'll be a matter of carefully following the manufacturer's installation directions. and they will vary. But that will include such things as exactly how to route the cable, and you have to be very careful to follow those directions precisely, or the cable could end up getting pinched and be non-functional. And okay, that part's done. Now to move on to putting a hole in the door frame. Okay, now we want to make some marks here to locate where we want the striker plate to go. I've already actually done that. Made some marks here. Okay, so we've transferred those marks to the frame, and we'll carefully measure and mark our center location, which is 7/8 of an inch. Now be careful with the hole saw. You can actually make an oblong hole by drilling alongside the other hole off center. Okay, so we've got some chiseling to do to make it fit. Now this is where things can go very wrong. You want to make a cut line along your outside, the outline of where you're going, and chisel up from that. But then to square it out, you have to come down the other way. But you have to be very careful that you don't splinter in behind that cut line, otherwise you'll have a big chunk of door frame coming out. You don't want that. Still can't get it to sit quite flush. Still have to remove some more material from the recess there. I was having a bit of a tough time with the chisel. It was just dull, so I just took it to the grinder and sharpened it up, and it's made quite a difference. For the last little bit here, I'm just going to scrape it out by hand without using the hammer, because I don't want to take too much. With a good sharp chisel, that's not that hard to do. Okay, well that was kind of a tough job getting that hole chiseled out there, but we got the recess deep enough now for it to sit flush. Now because the door swings out, it's actually more secure than a door that swings in, because the door that swings in can be kicked open and you can tear the striker out of the door frame. It's harder to do that with the door that pulls out. Now this particular kit comes with 3-inch long screws to secure it well into the door frame. It works.